Yes. Hello. Welcome to Way of the Wicked books.
Intro song though.
Book 5.
All right, guys.
Like a Japanese song.
Input T-lib. Weapon
That's for you,
change
chat.
fail.
Someone please make us like a Japanese style intro song.
Yeah, we can't
If
do
you
it.
do, and it's great, I'll actually want to have it at the beginning of everything because that would be freaking awesome.
All right.
Each of the characters doing silly moves and like jumping around, fighting the various enemies that they would have been fighting and shit.
And
That
riding,
Overly epic music.
That would
and
be
riding
really
a horse.
And also a song that's completely unrelated to anything that's ever going on.
It's singing like friendship and love or something.
Yeah, friendship and love and like do and football or whatever.
Yeah, football.
Just whatever, really.
Friendship, love, and
Also,
football.
the lyrics entirely in Japanese with like English words randomly in the sentences.
Definitely.
And they have to be really badly spoken English words, so you don't know until someone else tells you that they're actually English words.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
You know that though. I just had intro song,
So book 5, everybody.
yeah. With that, let's shall we dive into book 5?
Let's.
Like you've been waiting all night to get to the library and get the next book.
Yeah.
Finally here with it. And
Yep.
Can't wait to get reading.
Yeah.
Except we don't read, we play it.
Oh.
It's a little different. But I of course already read the ending of it, but it's great.
You know. All right. Sure.
I won't spoil it.
You're the kind of person that reads the ending first.
DM spoils it. So in the end.
Oh, you should really look forward. Yeah.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
There's this great moment.
2D2, Tina?
Greater False Life?
Greater False Life.
2D2.
Oh, that should be 2D10, not 2D2.
2D10.
Why did I
Well,
roll
you did
2d2?
roll- you did-
Oh, I roll. Oh. Sorry.
It's like, what? That is the measliest little... It's a good roll for a 2D2,
There we go.
though. I mean...
Thank you.
It's lesser greater life.
Lesser, greater, false, and maybe potential life.
Aw, stop it. I'm tired.
So, who wants to do a recap? Do we need a
Not
recap?
it.
I
I
don't.
think we need a recap.
I think we need Sheep to do it.
Okay.
I think we need me to do it, I suppose.
Sheep, do the recap.
Last time, we started in the middle of our probably hardest fight yet against a bunch of, well, one paladin, a wizard, and a bunch of dwarves. And spoilers, we won and didn't die, so that's good.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was a hard fight, but we prevailed. And then
Triumphed.
we triumphed. We won and then we triumphed. And then we went back downstairs into the cellar to meet the king, who showed up after Jagammon showed up and wrecked the place. And that was also a fight that happened. Spoilers again, we succeeded. The king is dead. Tardingard is in complete shambles, I would assume. And afterwards, it was time for us to loot the bodies quickly and run the hell away, which we did. We teleported back to Garstenhall, since we wanted a kind of neutral ground to meet Theodora at. And Theodora and her, 17 devil sisters decided to show up in the middle of Garstenhall. With predictable results. Theodora came inside the mansion and told us, hey, you should come to Fawn's Manor. And we were like, no, and teleported away. And now we're here.
Yes.
Also, book 4 ended.
Also book 4 ended.
That was it.
So it is the day after you arrived, feeling most likely a little rattled and probably having a hard time even thinking about what you just did and what's being carried in that pouch of yours.
I'll tell you what's in my pouch.
You've been back here now. Most likely went straight to bed.
Well,
As it is.
how many of us actually sleep these days? How many? Because most of us have
Well, some of you sleep 2 hours, but when I say straight to bed, I mean resting.
Oh,
Basically,
yes.
having your study sessions and sitting around, just relaxing a little bit.
Oh,
I
definitely.
just sit in the
Sitting
stasis box for a couple hours.
Just recuperating, breathing.
I don't breathe.
I can scry on Chloe now.
Meditating.
I don't do that either.
So,
I just
so if we
curse.
can continue
Uh-huh.
without forcing vampires to now breathe. You've been back. I mean, the place here is still new and people, other people have recently been brought in here. Things are beginning to get fixed up. The last things are being done. Someone's going around smoothing the walls and whatnot. There's a few people around, not a whole lot yet, at least. Not much really going on at the moment. Yet you probably all feel a little bit sort of. Well, how do you feel? How do your characters feel?
Well, Zacharias feels incredibly pleased with himself. We set out to do exactly what we wanted to do, and it was very difficult, but we succeeded, and he is extremely pleased with how he and the party actually performed. Although he wouldn't really show that he is pleased, of course, being his lichy exterior all the time. But he's been doing some research. He has gained new insights and new powers, and yeah. I would have liked, but we can take that after the others describe how they do. But I would have liked to do some things on the evening we returned. But we can take that after the others.
Or when you get up in the morning.
I'm lich as float.
You don't get up, you
So
float
just like
up.
rotate 90 to.
If you look in my lab, I don't have a bed.
Well, I don't think that matters at the moment.
You just sit in your chair and think.
Yeah, I brood in my throne. Yeah, so that's like nice.
I guess I'll go next. Karen certainly feels rather positive about finally having said no to that silly contract. And the consequences are perhaps just beginning to dawn. Like, now, what do we do now? I mean, the war against Fawn, that's something, but what exactly does that mean for us, and what's going to happen? And that, not knowing what might happen is worrying, maybe, as strange as that sounds for Chiron. But it's definitely mostly positive, because being bound to some sort of contract is not the greatest thing. On the other hand, the stream just crashed, never mind. Now he's not only fighting heaven, but also hell, perhaps. And even Chiron has limits, as he may have come very close to seeing in the fight against the king, which was probably the fight that took the most out of him from all the fights he's had so far, and he had a lot of fights. Overall, though, he's worried, but he is quite certain that he can stand against whatever is going to be thrown at him. And in some way, he looks forward to seeing just how far he can go, or how well he can do against whatever Fawn is going to do, which is inevitably going to be something quite severe. That made no sense whatsoever, but it's hard to be coherent for me right now. To summarize, he's feeling quite good about things, but is also worried about what might happen in the future.
Well, as an opposition to you two feeling quite happy about this, Azurus is in absolute mind-throttling pain right now. His mind being torn apart by hell itself. On one hand, he himself personally might be slightly happy with the result of being away from Fawn and Theodora's control, but then on a physical level, he's absolutely hating it. You guys would not be able to work out anything else in this state anyway.
Marcus' turn. Also, I'm eating a banana.
He has a mouthful of Timian or something.
So how's Marcus feeling?
Marcus is, contracts. That's a thing, So he's upset that he had to break a contract, but at the same time, fuck Thorn. So, he's okay with it. As far as killing the king, though, he's like, yeah, king's dead. Long live the king. The new king, which we'll choose, So he's very happy that we completed our mission. He's feeling afraid of the wrath of hell because he knows exactly what will happen or what can happen. So basically, we need to find a way to get out of the contract before, as it is put, wrath of hell unending comes down upon us. Because even though we are no longer obeying it, we're still bound by it, and that sucks. So it's basically like a combination between like dread and ecstasy. Not ecstasy, but like mental happiness.
Cash.
Where's Timian on the map?
Dead.
Is Timian
I
dead?
need Timian.
He's
It's
stumped.
like my favorite snack.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well-
Like nibble
So
on him.
what's Cash doing?
Cat relaxing, enjoying. She really didn't have any feelings towards the contract with Thorn, so she doesn't really care. What she does care is what might happen. She doesn't really know much about this devil thingy. She just knows it's very word unpleasant. And well, she's extremely happy that you finally got to kill Trajan. And she's really just enjoying the thought of that and taking it as it comes with the whole what's gonna happen now that we betrayed Thorn. The end.
Hmm.
So overall, pretty positive,
I think so.
but
Yeah.
worried.
So,
Which makes
Zacharias would like basically a few hours after we've rested, because most of us just need 2 hours of rest. He would have sent someone, some minion or something, to gather people in the council chamber.
Okay, fine.
If everyone can.
We have to go listen to Zacharias ramble for hours.
Yeah, Zacharias.
At least I got the chair where I don't have to sit next to undead people.
Oh. Oh, I
Undead
see.
bros for life. Wow. Of course, I get the chair where I have to like unsnap to like sit in it.
I'm unsnapped.
Me too.
I
Yeah.
prefer to be snapped.
We're all unsnapped, you know.
Asurius walks in, gripping his head.
Azura is most certainly the last one coming in, and he himself he looks like over this these few hours we've been here, he looks like he's aged like 20 years.
Oh.
Though something
somehow
else seems to have
miraculously
definitely
become a
changed about
ginger.
him.
What else seems to be changed about him?
Looking over him right now, he doesn't have his armor disguise, his regal robes. They seem to have gone blackened and almost like crisp with ash.
Oh.
His body seems to have large red marks going over them, almost like this infernal power, and his eyes are they're as red as if a fire itself was burning inside him. Around his neck, he has no holy symbol anymore. Simply just a necklace with a large blood red ruby sitting on the end.
Zacharias.
His
His
luscious
hair is also
blonde.
turned far more red than before.
Yeah, his luscious blonde hair is gone.
He's red now.
No.
He's truly lost his soul.
Marcus nods knowingly. Yes.
Azura pays absolutely no attention to any of you before he sits down.
Did he jump over the table to get onto his chair?
So I think that some of you probably heard him muttering basically something on the lines of, "Follow my orders. Rather than unending, master, bound." Something on that degree, repeating.
If you guys are surprised, Marcus totally isn't. Because he was there.
Zacharias looks over Asurius as he sort of wobbles in, sort of, watching him with his deathly stare. And then, when everyone has taken their seats, he looks around and says, "Well, We are, as you know, now in open rebellion against Thorn. He waves a hand. This has some interesting complications. For one, I am not sure that Thorn knows that we inhabit this island, although it is safe to assume that he has some inclination about it. He looks around. I would advise, if any of you still use those headbands that you gifted us, throw them away and destroy them. We know that he can scry us quite well through those. But further than that, he also knows us quite well, in fact, and just scrying us wherever we are, even without the headbands, should not be too much of a problem for him. Still, those with strong minds can certainly defend against it. But, looking around, not looking at Cash,
What?
but we should take extra care from now on. I would advise that, since we do not know exactly what resources Thorn can call upon, besides Theodora and the Furies, of course, that we not stray too far from each other over the coming weeks. We all know what happened last time. He glares around.
He looks at probably at least three very tired people.
You have magic sustaining you.
Azorius is not tired, he's just in absolute mind-throttling pain.
Marcus doesn't know the feeling of tired.
Neither.
You used to.
And
Used to.
speaking of which, he sort of looks around, looks to Azorius, sort of frowns a bit at him, sort of gripping his head. He continues, we do know that Theodora and her sisters can teleport around quite frequently, possibly at will. They can, like Clarion and Maul, descend upon us at any time. Thus, splitting up is currently a bad idea. Some parts of this island are defended against from such teleportation attacks. The main tower of the Void Senate is one such place. Teleportations cannot enter there.
I believe the same is with our vault, and I know for a fact that parts of my area have been specifically warded.
Zacharias nods. Exactly. Therefore, for the moment, I would suggest that we move operations to one of these locales. Until Thorn has been dealt with, we should not separate too much.
So you suggest we all stay in your tower?
Zacharias shrugs. It has the largest areas. It
Yeah,
would allow us.
my area I've warded is only relatively quite small.
Zacharias leers against Lady Cash. I am sure, Lady Cash, that we can move in some amenities to suit your needs. A larger bed, perhaps.
I think you'll probably have to clean one of those corpses out of the way first.
You know, Cass can, cut whatever you need off the corpse and, get it done.
She's good at anatomy.
She is.
Yes. She can be a guest lecturer at the Void Senate.
Yeah, she would love to be a guest. She's gonna
So this is how you stab
get this.
things.
No, she's gonna get the spanking.
Oh my. So, Zacharias looks around. Has everyone understood the gravity of the situation?
I hope your plan consists of more than just a place to hide.
Zacharias nods. Indeed so, Chiron. Indeed so. Now, tell me, dear friends, how would you find Cardinal Thorn's phylactery?
I think before we do, we need to have a talk with Desita.
Zacharias nods. Deserter has promised to appear before us. I assume he will do so soon. He is rather punctual, after all.
If he does not, we will force him to come to this plane.
Zacharias glances over to Asurius. Then don't really say anything. And then he says,
Marcus like inspects a nail.
It would be advantageous to know more of Thorn and his capabilities. We have only been on the receiving end, so to speak. We know of Theodora and the sisters, but what more would he have? Does anyone have any ideas? He looks around.
Eh. No.
Oh. I don't know where we would have gotten those ideas beside those we already have.
Other than him probably having a larger army of devils at his disposal, that's probably about it.
Zacharias slowly nods. Indeed. We do have a few devils of our own, though.
But those devils are probably controlled by Theodora.
No, I don't think so. I'm thinking specifically of Scarabus and Scraeth.
The ones we freed and I bound into my own contract.
Indeed, they are bound to serve us for 9 years?
9 years.
Hmm.
One for each layer of hell.
Excellent. Those, perhaps, can have some insight on what Thorn might have. His capabilities. I also, he looks around, have something in mind for them to look into.
A few things that we need to have found.
Indeed so. He looks around. I would like to summon them, unless any one of you have any objections.
No.
It's annoying we never have any objections to say. Objection!
Objection!
Well, if no one raises any objections, Zacharias will speak the true names of Scarabus and Scraeth and bid them appear before the
What was
the court.
the last thing we asked them to do?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it looking for...
It was like looking
for
Phylactery.
resistance members back in Davarin.
Yep, and then like everything
Since then, they've
happened.
just been hanging out, doing whatever they want.
Yep, that's fine.
Dude, they have it easy.
Well, now they're actually going to get some, we're going to get some work done.
some pretty dangerous work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't tell them that.
You speak the names to call them. It takes a little while, actually.
Well, possibly because I don't know if they can teleport straight here. They might have to go round.
I don't know, actually. I don't know exactly how that works.
Generally, they do. But if they're in the middle of something, they drop that and go here.
We're just about to terrorize a village. Ugh.
Yeah. Then suddenly, they teleport in. They're, do any of you see invisibility just casually?
Yes.
No.
Blind sense.
All right, yeah, Kyron can certainly sense that they're sort of sitting in the ceiling. So guys might be able to see them.
I can see them.
Zacharias can see them.
They don't really say anything. They just sit there, sort of crawling around each other. Like really big insects, sort of.
Zacharias addresses them. The Whispering Lords have need of some of your counsel, Scarabus and Scraeth.
Counsel? What do you require, masters?
Zacharias moves his fingers together. And he says, do you know anything of Cardinal Adrastus Thorn?
We have not been free for that long. There was no such person when we were last free. However, if you have a question, we can find an answer.
I would like to know what possible servants of hell and other resources Cardinal Adrastus Thorn can draw upon, since he is in opposition to us.
Resources.
Allies. Armies, troops, minions, magic, artifacts, things like that.
Move around to each other, skittering a little between themselves. We shall do as you ask. Do you have a limit of time when we should return?
Zacharias holds up a finger. Before you go and do this, I have one thing that I want to know, or that we want to know first. It should be much easier to discover. I want you to go to Mathrin and discover for us exactly what happened when Shargammon attacked Diadarium. Report back immediately as soon as you learn the answer.
They disappear.
Good. Zacharias turns to the rest of the group. I am rather curious, are you not?
I think it's pretty clear that we're all very curious about what happened to the princess.
Indeed so.
What do you think happened, apart from the only thing that could have happened?
Zacharias laughs.
Well, and I
to
want
himself.
details.
Indeed, the more gruesome the better, right? Well, those two working for us should allow us to get some interesting information. Given all of that, we can also send them to see if they can find anything out about the location of the phylactery. Although, sort of gently brushes his cheek, like lazily with his bony finger. There are other ways to attain such knowledge, I assume. I sort of thinks. Yes, I would need to look into the library, I think. Malachi, do we know how many years ago was Thorn executed?
You're not really sure.
Well, first thing, look at next.
It can't have been that long ago, as his brother's age
That's true. It's true.
give away.
Well then,
Indeed. For now, I suggest that we wait for Deserter to appear before us. And while we wait, as I suggested, move operations into the tower. There we will be protected from extra-dimensional attacks. If they want to come at us, they must go through the front gates. I will also walk around the isle and put down certain alarm spells. If anyone passes through them, we will know.
Also, I hope you don't mind, Zacharias, but I'd like some company. I'm going to be bringing my hellhounds into your tower.
That is fine. As long as they don't set fire to any of my furniture.
They'll be as careful as hellhounds can be.
Well, it's been some time since all the Hellhounds has been together.
Did Asurius have commune?
I can cast it once per day.
Okay. Oh, you have the
Yeah, it's a scroll of it I can use.
Okay. Zacharias will turn to Cash and says, we might, in the future, when we try to discern the location of the phylactery, have need of some of Trick's good contacts with the Dread Lord of Hell. He leers towards her. I do believe he can commune with Asmodeus, can he not?
He can, yes.
Zacharias nods. Good. That will be useful.
Do you want him to appear in front of us?
Zacharias slowly shakes his head. Not right now. We still don't know exactly what is going on. I feel we need a little bit more information before we act.
Cash nods. I can scry on Chloe now, so I can scry on Trick. Mwahaha.
Okay.
Well, Chloe is to stay with Trick, so she knows what's going on in her place.
The guys will look around. If you haven't already, order your minions to arm themselves for combat. Also make them carry signal horns or the like. Anything out of the ordinary is to be reported at once. We are at war, after all.
Well, Cash will send the thoughts to Chloe, and Chloe will tell Trick. Because he's the only minion beside the Hellhound.
We do have, like, mooks about.
Cash doesn't. They're all in Davrin.
Oh, sure.
In the
Yeah, I technically have
Gast-
two here.
Gaston Hall.
Gaston Hall.
I
They're
have basically like the Hippogriff Knights.
How do
Because
we
they can
keep
go
all the
anywhere,
hippogriffs?
really.